have done this recently, I think you're crazy.
Oh, I don't want AEW to do very well at Wembley. Why are they trying to fill 90,000 seats? What a couple of idiots.
That's right. If you do not want AEW or any wrestling company to be successful, I think you've gone totally crazy. Also, they do not have to fill up 90,000 seats. Even if they do 35 to 40,000, that would be absolutely amazing. There's more to this as well because I tell you AEW is on the verge of something special. Why? Here's why. I mean, we have touched on it already, but yeah, the fact that Tony Khan sat down and was like, okay, it's time to go to England and Europe, where should we go? And they chose Wembley Stadium. Well, how can you not respect the moxie of that? And once again, I do have to double down on the fact that even though Wembley can hold 90,000 fans, I don't think that's the aim here. It's just to drive up as much interest as possible and see how many thousands you can get in the building. I mean, even if All Elite Wrestling is able to attract 30,000 people, here's what's gonna happen. 1, that's the biggest crowd that All Elite Wrestling has ever had. 2, it's a great marker that they are gonna move on to bigger things. And 3, it will get people who know nothing about a secondary wrestling company to pop their heads around the corner and go, wait a minute, they've got how many people? Maybe I should keep an eye on this. And that is the point. Don't worry about making money or setting records or anything like that. The whole point of running Wembley is to try and grow bigger and bigger in Europe, where you can get better licensing deals, where you can get better TV deals, and where you can tell people, hey ho, hi ho Silver, there's more than one wrestling promotion in town. But I don't think that anybody ever expects them to usurp WWE, because WWE are so big right now. My mum still says, oh, how's that WWE stuff going? When she means pro wrestling. But being a competitive number 2 is still absolutely incredible, because don't forget that we didn't have it for 20 years. Because running Wembley will get the attention of people like my mother, who all of a sudden will be like, well, I don't understand what's AEW, and then you tell her and you educate her, and all of a sudden we're building those blocks. It's why I'm super pumped and just in awe of the whole thing, to the point when Adam Cole did walk onto the screen and was like, oh man, we're gonna run Wembley Stadium. Everyone was like, oh, silly Adam Cole. He means Wembley Arena, but no, he did not. Instead, we have gone go home or go big territory. And do not forget that this kind of success always runs downhill. So not only will it help their momentum, but I actually think it will help the independent scene too. Good. So of course it's going to help AEW's momentum as well, but also around the same time, it could also be when CM Punk is coming back. I mean, what is happening? But there is no smoke without fire, and at the moment we're all burning, because it certainly sounds like this brand new rumored speculative AEW Saturday show is being born just so we can put CM Punk somewhere. Now, you're going to have your own feelings about this, but is it going to also drive up interest? Yes. That's right, I talked to my own hand. I mean, there's even talk of a soft brand split between Dynamite and what apparently is going to be called Collision, and yes, that is very risky, and you have to be very careful with it. But let's not act like Punk isn't a big draw. He most definitely is. And moving away from the human side, although just to touch on that, as always, I just want everyone to be happy and healthy and in a good place mentally. But as a fan, when I search my feelings and I ask the question, do I want CM Punk back? The answer is yes. And then I go, do I want to see him at Wembley? Absolutely I do. I don't think he's done a UK tour since like 2013. He was also one of my favorites in 2022, especially that feud he did with MJF, because the stories, the promos, the matches, sublime. And it was the same with Eddie Kingston and Hangman Adam Page before that imploded, but there's still so many other matches I want to see. If we could do Kenny Omega versus CM Punk now, it would do gangbusters. But even below that, CM Punk versus Ricky Stark, CM Punk versus Wardlow, more stuff with Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Adam Cole. Wouldn't get mad at any of it. And we do have to wait and see if the Elite want to have anything to do with this, but let's write all this stuff down on paper. Running Wembley Stadium and potentially having your biggest crowd ever, a huge draw like CM Punk coming back, and a brand new television show. Oh yeah, AEW is dying, man. Nothing's going on. Pfft, are you kidding me? I mean, certainly after the Brawl Out All Out, it did kind of feel like All Elite Wrestling hit a little bit of a lull, but maybe this is in direct response to that. We're like, right, how do we climb this mountain again? Get some stirrups, and away we go. I don't think you climb a mountain with stirrups. And I know that we could be walking on eggshells where it all potentially happens again, but I don't like being that guy. If you want to be a negative Nancy, you absolutely can be. But I want to be a positive Pete, and I want to believe this is going to be a turning point and a catalyst for better things, because again, the better wrestling does, the better sports entertainment does, the better we all do as fans. and I am a fan. But I'm even going to throw into the fact that we have the 4 pillars going after the World Championship as a massive plus, because that's why you want to watch non-WWE programming. We're all used to their superstars, but who else is out there in the wrestling world? I want to know about them. So seeing Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, and Darby Allin interact with MJF, who is the champion, it just makes me so damn interested. It also gets me excited about who's going to get pushed next. Going back to Punk 2, there is more to this as well. Because do you know who he's rumored to be feuding with when he does return? Chris Flubbin Jericho. Now their feelings for each other have been made abundantly clear, to the point apparently they did have a meeting to try and clear the air. And if they are willing to do business with each other, and they do mix the reality with the wrestling and the wrestling with the reality, this is gonna be one of those storylines where everybody on the internet goes completely crazy. And I'll be one of them. Because you really are putting business first then too, and I think ratings will explode for a while, especially on this Collision show. If you know that CM Punk came out and Chris Jericho interrupted him, you are getting your remote control and you are tuning in. It would also likely be the best way to launch the damn thing. And then if you're not going to be able to see that on Dynamite and you have to wait to the weekend, well, all of a sudden, as I keep saying, AEW is probably heading back in the right direction. Especially when it comes to Warner Brothers Discovery, that airs their content. And yes, by the way, apparently they are some of the people that said, Tony Khan, bring back CM Punk. So we are just on a roller coaster. And I know that a lot of what I've just talked about is what ifs and maybes, but let's just try and will it into existence. AEW just gives us all more options. And while thinking about another or an extra 2 hours of wrestling on TV is absolutely nuts, you can still pick and choose. It's 2023. The world is your oyster. And I want to reiterate that I have no sadness, because humans first and foremost, but let's go back to the title. If AEW is about to be onto something special, well, I want to be a part of it. So we'll have to see where we are come 2024, but the fact in the summer I can now go to somewhere like Wembley and see a promotion like All Elite Wrestling, well, you know the deal. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum, and I am super damn pumped. And I get to go to Money in the Bank in July. I am winning. Now please do leave a comment below, and my word, let me know what you think about all of this. It's going to be a pressure cooker. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click another video on the screen, which is probably my bald head ranting at you. I do it a lot. Go to whatculture.com, follow us on social media, and mostly, have a great old day, and remember that wrestling is there to be enjoyed. And when you do enjoy it, well, you have a better time, and isn't that what you want? That's what I want for you. See you soon.